employment by the company started by Mr. Ray Kroc. McDonald's is certainly a wonderful environment for a young man such as myself, and my horrible and ugly Filipino supervisor has assured me I can go far here, as I am quite apt at hamburger management. All I can say is I spend every waking hour looking for another job. I can't believe these stiffs. Most of them are foul white trash with rotten teeth. White trash, white fucking trash. This ain't no Chris Mako's photo book. This is real life. I can't believe these miserable twerps. They won't shut up. They want to talk about their rotten lives. They dress like shit. They tell rotten jokes. They all smoke cools. They spell shitty. They think wedding is spelled wadding. They wouldn't believe me when I tell them different. They think I'm trying to fuck them up. The manager is an asshole. His name is Manny. He has rotten skin. He smells like shark bait. Everything is greasy. They only have Diet 7-Up. All the food is stale. I have to be at work at 6 a.m. Sharp. They made me buy black pants. Jeans are no good. I have to shave every morning. I can't drink beer on the job. My pants won't hold a crease. I don't stutter. When I get off work at 2, I sell blood. I walk to work. Sometimes it's raining. I quit. Well, actually I haven't quit yet. But I have an interview at a photo store on Monday, so maybe I'll quit then. I haven't seen my Devo article yet, but I'm sure Andy cut some stuff out. The only thing I know for sure he said was the part about Kenny Rogers puking blood and absinthe all over a young girl as he got out of his yellow limousine. Although I swore in my mom's beard that I was telling it like it was, he saw through my little ruse and took it out anyway. C'est la vie. I really hope to write a big article for him called "Wish They All Could Be California Girls? Think Again, Sport," describing how all the bands out here with girls in them are about as fun as a spoiled cat with worms and whine just as loud. I had originally planned to write a Viva Girls type piece, but after seeing a couple of them I realized I had to take a different tack. Naomi Ruth Eisenberg, ex-Dan Hicks, was as pleasant as a Ratch Felcher's picnic. The others were just as bad. I was really waiting for something great from Naomi too. I mean, because Rockette Morton from Beefheart was in her band. Turns out the high point of her act is the 4-minute interlude before she comes on stage, when Rockette does the tune Winged Tuscadero, no relation to Pinky Tuscadero of Happy Days fame, a song he originally did with Mallard. So much for the girls out here. They all treat me like a syphilitic boll weevil, and if I can get revenge, believe me, I will. As far as major concert goes, the only ones I've been to lately seem to be the last show ever at Winterland, the Tubes and the Ramones on the 28th of December, the day after my 22nd birthday of all things. The opening act was ex-Airplane Jack Cassidy's SVT, his new wave band. They sucked. The Ramones were great, and the Tubes, with their new Less Is More stage show, played for about an hour and a half too long. The only truly wonderful parts were the 3-hour set with this fee rap about fucking cows. It was very humorous in a local sort of way. And the Baba O'Reilly Kids Are Alright segue was okay. For the first hour or so, I was pressed tight against the edge of the dance floor, which was very uncomfortable. People there told me it was more compressed than it had been for the Pistols, where a friend of mine passed out and remained standing for 45 minutes it took to revive him. The actual set was pretty boring, at least in comparison to the LSD freak out I'd had the night before. What happened was my roommates had gone back east and I was left to fend for myself in our fairly spacious apartment. Friends had previously... Sorry, Matt, I need light. Friends had previously supplied us with a supply of pure mescaline, psilocybin, LSD, and D-meth. The quarter of methamphetamine is the active isomer, so I was well stocked in drugs. The night of the 27th, this being my birthday, I decided to get fucked up. I ate a lot of mescaline, then decided, oh, what the heck, I'll do some acid too. The LSD was in a vial in the freezer. If you've never seen raw LSD, you can't imagine how small a container of 25, 30, 250 microgram hits is. I decided to dose myself by licking the edge of a matchstick and eating whatever stuck. In 5 to 10 minutes, I was fucked up, as the hippies say. And I sat at the dining room table, listening to the local new wave radio show that happened to be playing exclusively Phil Spector stuff, as it was his birthday. Reading the Melody Maker article about the Be Stiff tour, and watching Mutiny and the Bounty out the corner of my eye. I first saw that flick at Radio City Music Hall in '64 or so, and loved it. Reading the article was taking time, and occasionally I'd look up and survey the scene across the street, out the window. Fully well knowing I was whacked on drugs, it still seemed like there was a great deal of well-lighted activity going on out there. All of a sudden I heard ambulance sirens and turned to look up to catch Marlon Brando's gaze on the TV. At that instant, everything gelled, and I realized that it was time for me to die, and I immediately hallucinated flying across the table, smashing through the window and being run over by an auto on the street below. It was wild. I was really scared. Everywhere I turned, I saw the specter of death. As I walked to my room, I saw the shotgun and shells in Corey's room. Once in my room, I saw only my straight razor and the 4-story drop out the back window. I figured I used to keep my mind off it, even as I poured myself a ginger ale. I hallucinated a counter full of broken glass and blood. A trip to the kitchen only made me think of all the knives there, and when I tried to purge myself by writing down my feelings, I suddenly realized it had the tone of a suicide note. Yikes. I finally got a hold of my old Hampshire pal, Josh, who lives out here, but he only joke around. As I sounded real normal, and none of my old friends could believe that I could ever take too much acid, as I used to eat so much of it when I was at college. Eventually, it was around 4 a.m. on the East Coast, I decided to call an old friend of mine who works at a crisis counseling line. I woke her up, much to the chagrin of her boyfriend, and we talked for quite a while. At last I felt better, and rather than run up a totally unbelievable phone bill, I chose to call a local crisis line. The dumb jerk answered and proceeded to tell me all of the troubles he'd had, and told me to go out to a bar and meet a girl. What? I couldn't fucking believe it. Here was this ridiculous turd telling me to go out, pick up a girl, then it'd be okay? I had to hear about the technique he'd used to great success only 3 weeks earlier. I just started talking to her, and now she is one of my best friends. Huh? Come on, man! In the middle of a pickup tips, I realized, well, at least I'm not this asshole. How bad off can I be? I felt sorry, insulted for the jackass, and hung up. At that moment, I wasn't high. The only explanation I can give for my sudden sobriety is that I willed myself down. I've only been high for about 2 hours. The mescaline usually lasted for 12 and the LSD for 6, but I was down. Neat. I was real happy. It was strange, though. The next time I do hallucinogens, I suppose I'll do them with people around. It's hard to keep an eye on yourself, but what the hey.
Keep this shit rolling, as Byron said.
Do you think so, Matt?
I don't think much of anything.
Okay, Matt doesn't think much of anything. Anyway.
It was 10 minutes.
That was 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was a solid 9.
Bugs and rats. So
Wrap.